Hi there, I'm Wendy and I'm on a voyage of discovery around the unique performances you can see during the ninth Faversham Fringe, Faversham's very own Fringe Festival, which is running from the 3rd until the 26th of October. On Sunday, the 5th of October at 5:30 in the Alexander Centre, there will be a performance of Darwin's Cleaner. And today I'm talking to Saskia about her play. Hi, Saskia.
Hello.
Welcome to Radio Faversham.
Thank you very much for having me.
So do tell me, what inspired you to write this play and how does it differ from your previous work, if there is any?
Oh, yes, there is quite a lot of previous work. I used to be a drama teacher and wrote pantos and sketch shows with my students. During lockdown, I wrote a play all on my own and I called it Love in the Time of Lockdown because my friends told me sad or funny stories about what happened to them. I read it with actors on Zoom, and because I usually write about women, 4 women came forward immediately and said, "We need to put this on." So in 2021, in the Brighton and the Edinburgh Fringe, we performed Love in the Time of Lockdown and many more times after. And then Olivia, who's one of my stars, said, "Now write a play about battle in Hastings." So I wrote a play called Battle, a modern mystery play. We did that in Edinburgh and in Brighton. And then Olivia said, and you can see a pattern here, "Now write me a one-woman show, because that's what I want to do next. And I like how you write." And I said, "And I like how you act. So who is it in this one-woman show?" We chatted a while and said, "How about somebody historical so the audience will know what to expect?" And I said, "Well, I only write about women. How about a woman who worked with Charles Darwin?" And there it was.
Wow, that's quite a voyage. And you've been up to Edinburgh twice, so Faversham's very lucky to be having you this year. So,
Well,
in a few words, and avoiding spoilers and the obvious, what is Darwin's Cleaner all about?
yes, my tagline is, imagine 2 babies born on the same day in 1809. One is the rich son of the owner of the big house, Charles Darwin in this case, and the other is the daughter of a servant. Now, I did a lot of research about Charles Darwin and Victorian women, but this woman is completely made up. I invented her, but she could very well have existed. So we find out how these 2 people who are born in the same house on the same day grow up together, and then he becomes the master and she becomes, obviously, his cleaner. And the rest I won't tell you because that's what the show is about.
Wow, I'm fascinated. So, do you think there's a particular theme or story within the show that you feel will connect with your Faversham audience?
Definitely. The story is very much rich against poor, also poor against rich, because the poor people also have a voice. And my main theme is access to education and how little has changed over the last 150 years for women and for those who are vulnerable in our society.
Right. So it sounds as if your audience may not laugh or cry. What do you think, emotion wise, do you think the play is going to pull out of them?
To be honest, bring a tissue. The reality for women in the 19th century, especially if they were poor, but even if they were rich, the reality was harsh. You had to give birth to babies. So many women died in childbirth. So many children died very early on in their lives, or of horrible diseases like scarlet fever. Charles Darwin and his wife Emma had 10 children, only 7 of them survived. And sadly, this is part of my story. And also my lovely character is not able to have babies. She has stillbirth and her husband dies, which is why she isn't a wife, but becomes a widow and then works for Charles Darwin again. And I have had audiences cry proper tears, and so does my actress, because there's one scene we could hardly rehearse. It was so upsetting. Nevertheless, it's an emotional roller coaster, tears, laughter. And one person in the audience said she also got quite angry that at times she felt nothing has changed. We are still suffering as women. So, it does pull quite a lot of emotions.
Yes, I think you used the word roller coaster just now, and it sounds as if it will be a roller coaster for our audience. But how wonderful! That's absolutely great, and to be made to think about situations is also good. Um, so directing, both exhilarating and nerve-wracking. Do you have a memorable moment that you'd like to share with us?
It's very hard to choose one moment. I have about 1,200. I've been
Haven't
working in
got time for all those, unfortunately.
sadly, don't get me started. I used to act myself, so I've been through that nightmare of, forgetting your lines or somebody else saying the wrong lines. Right now, I do the tech, so I have the lights and the sound effects while Olivia is doing the acting, and thank goodness, because she's much better at that than me. But I have written the play, and if Olivia starts, which, it's a 1 hour play for one woman on her own, if she goes in the wrong direction, I cannot help her. And that is incredibly nerve-wracking. On the other hand, it is utterly exhilarating when the play goes well. And of course, the audience doesn't know. She is such a good actress. She can save herself, even if she goes down the wrong track in the scene. She doubles back and sorts herself out. And the applause at the end, and we often have a question and answer. So the comments and what people take away from it is wonderful.
Yes, and I suppose the lucky thing is no, not one member of your audience ever has a script in their hand. So when it goes wrong, as long as you dig yourself out, as long as Olivia digs herself out, doesn't matter too much, does it?
Indeed, indeed. I sit behind my desk slightly squealing, but she carries on beautifully. She's very talented woman.
You've sort of answered my last question, but you may want to add something. So, what's the one thing you and Olivia hope your audience will take away from the play? If you could name one thing.
One thing is listen and keep enjoying live theatre. Nothing compares to being in the room with theatre, with other people, and hearing and experiencing that very strong emotion of being shown a story in front of your very eyes.
I think that's a very, very valid point, and how lovely. So, if you go to a show and you want to experience some live theatre, which I think is going to make you think, it's going to make you cry probably, but there will be laughter, then book your tickets for Sunday, the 5th of October at 5:30 in the Alexander Centre, online at favershamfringe.co.uk/what's-on, and ensure you and your friends don't miss Darwin's Cleaner. Thank you, Saskia, for talking to Radio Faversham and the people of Faversham today, and good luck with your play.
Thank you, Wendy. That was excellent. Thank you so much for having me.